Unit 1 Chemistry of Life connects to the African Elephant Lab because all elephant cells are made of important biomolecules like proteins, lipids, carbohydrates, and nucleic acids. Carbohydrates provide quick energy, lipids store energy, proteins help with structure and repair, and nucleic acids like DNA store genetic information. DNA is made of nucleotides that contain sugar, phosphate, and nitrogenous bases. Scientists analyze the chemical structure of elephant DNA to compare populations and trace poached ivory back to its origin. The BRCA gene is also made of DNA and helps repair damaged cells. Mutations in the DNA sequence can change how cells function and may affect the elephant's survival. Unit 3 Cellular Energetics connects to elephants because elephant cells need energy to survive and function. Through cellular respiration, cells break down glucose and oxygen to produce ATP, which is the main energy source for the body. Elephants get glucose from plants, and plants perform photosynthesis to make glucose using sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide. This connects elephants to the energy flow of the ecosystem. ATP produced during cellular respiration powers important processes like movement, growth, reproduction, and DNA repair. Without enough food or healthy habits, elephants cannot produce enough energy to survive. In Unit 5 Genetics, it connects strongly to the elephant lab because genetics focuses on heredity and how traits are passed from parents to offspring. Elephants inherit DNA from both parents, which creates genetic variation within populations. Scientists compare inherited DNA markers from elephant dung and ivory samples to identify family relationships and locate poaching hotspots. This helps conservationists protect endangered populations. Mutations are changes in the DNA that can create new traits or health problems. The BRCA gene is an inherited gene involved in DNA repair, and mutations in this gene can affect how cells function. Genetics helps scientists understand elephant populations, heredity, and biodiversity. Unit 6, DNA structure, replication, and protein synthesis connects to the elephant lab because scientists study elephant DNA to compare populations and identify poached ivory. DNA has a double helix structure made of complementary base pairs, adenine pairs with thymine, and cytosine pairs with guanine. During DNA replication, the DNA molecules copies itself so new cells receive the same genetic information. Accurate replication is important because mistakes can cause mutations. This unit also includes protein synthesis. During transcription, DNA is copied into mRNA, and during translation, ribosomes read the mRNA to build proteins. Proteins control many cell functions, including growth and repair. The BRCA gene contains instructions for making proteins that repair damaged DNA. Scientists use these DNA processes to study elephant genetics and help protect populations from poaching. Laudato Si, paragraph 42, teaches that people have a responsibility to protect God's creation through research and conservation. This relates to elephants because scientists study elephant habitats, migration routes, and poaching patterns to help prevent extinction. In the Catholic faith, caring for elephants and their ecosystems is part of stewardship, which means respecting and protecting all of God's creatures.
All living organisms are made of cells, and inside those cells are specialized structures called organelles that each have important jobs. The nucleus acts like the control center of the cell because it holds DNA. This contains the instructions for making proteins and controlling the traits. Even though organisms may look similar, every organism has a different and unique DNA sequence. Another important organelle is their mitochondria, which produces energy in the form of ATP so the cell can function properly. The cell membrane surrounds the cell and protects it while controlling what enters and leaves. Because DNA is stored inside cells, scientists can extract it and study it. One way they analyze DNA is through gel electrophoresis, a process that separates DNA into visible bands based on size. These band patterns can then be prepared between elephants to identify genetic differences, relationships, or diversity within the populations. Meiosis is the process of cell division used for sexual reproduction, and it plays an important role in passing traits from parents to offspring. During meiosis, one parent cell divides to create 4 unique daughter cells, each containing half the normal number of chromosomes. These cells eventually become reproductive cells such as eggs or sperm. What makes meiosis especially important is that it creates genetic variation. Each daughter cell is genetically different. Offspring inherit a unique combination of genes from their parents. This is how traits, including tusklessness in elephants, can be passed from a mother to her offspring through inherited genes. Meiosis occurs in two main rounds of division. Meiosis I and Meiosis II together create 8 phases. The process begins with prophase I and prophase II, where chromosomes condense and prepare for division. During metaphase I and II, chromosomes line up in the center of the cell. In anaphase I and II, the chromosomes are pulled apart to opposite sides. Finally, during telophase I and II, new cells form and the division process finishes. Meiosis reshuffles and distributes genes. It directly influences inherited traits and genetic diversity within elephant populations. Natural selection occurs when traits that improve survival are passed on through generations. Adaptations begin from mutations, which create genetic diversity and increase survival chances. Illegal poaching has caused directional selection in elephants because poachers target elephants with tusks for ivory. As a result, elephants with smaller tusks or no tusks are more likely to survive and reproduce. This is an example of microevolution, or small genetic changes within a population over time. Scientists use gel electrophoresis to study elephant DNA by separating DNA fragments by size. Comparing DNA from ivory, scientists can identify poaching hotspots and trace where illegally sold ivory came from. Elephants are a keystone species, meaning they are extremely important to their environment and help many other animals survive. Their tusks are important tools used to strip bark, dig for water, move trees, and access food, which also help reshape habitats for other species. Elephant droppings recycle nutrients back into their environment, helping support the carbon and nitrogen cycles, improving the ecosystem health. However, illegal poaching has caused an increase in tuskless elephants. This is an example of natural selection because elephants without tusks are more likely to survive and pass those genes to their offspring. Scientists can also study these genetic differences using gel electrophoresis, which separates DNA fragments. This allows comparison between elephant populations as well. Pope Francis states in Laudato Si, paragraph 33, that the great majority became extinct for reasons related to human activity. This quote connects directly to elephants and the issue of illegal poaching. Loss of resource and habitats heavily impact elephant populations as humans continue to expand cities, farms, and industries into natural environments. In addition, economic and political issues continue to contribute to the endangerment of elephants. Ivory from elephant tusks is illegally sold for profit on the black market, creating financial incentives for poachers. In some areas, poverty, corruption, and weak wildlife protection laws allow illegal poaching to continue. As elephants are killed for their tusks, their populations decline, which also harms ecosystems because elephants are a keystone species. Elephants help biodiversity. This demonstrates how human actions not only threaten elephants but also disrupt the entire ecosystem.